Welcome back to Romancing the Woah. This is your host, Charlie, and I'm here to tell you about another biker romance. You know, I'm all about my bikers. So I'm going to tell you a review on The Devil's Angels MC Book 2, Axel by Lola Wright. Hit it!
Grab yourself a book, turn the lights down low. It's time, everybody, for Romancing the Woah.
So this is The Devil's Angel MC Book 2, Axel by Lola Wright. If you've been watching my program, then you know I'm a big Lola Wright fan. And Axel, I've already talked about him from book 1, so you know I'm all about my boy. So I was so happy when Lola decided to give Axel his own story. So, sorry. So this is a story about Bailey and Axel. Now who's Bailey? Okay, so Bailey is a young woman who's always had to be responsible, very serious. She didn't grow up being basically a child. She couldn't go out and play. She had to worry about the bills getting paid. She had to worry about they had a roof over their head because her mother is a complete loser. I can't stand the mother in this story. And trust me, when you read this, you'll be like, oh my god. Ugh. So anyway, so Bailey's mother is basically like a hippie type who doesn't believe in paying the bills. She's more concerned about her pot and her wine and sunbathing in the nude. So that leaves Bailey to be the responsible one. Bailey, since she could get old enough, she got a job and she worked. For those of you who are curious, this is my little co-host Veruca. So anyway, so what happens is Bailey is an accountant, and one day she learns that her boss has been kind of messed up with the books, and she knows some illegal activity. So she decides, I think it's called cooking the books, is what it's described as being. So she doesn't quite know what he's doing with the books, but she's suspicious, and so when she finds out who the client is, she tells her boss, I will not do that. I can't. I have nothing to do with it. Now, her boss, being a dirtbag, I believe Carter is his name. So Carter, of course, tells the person whose name is Ramos. Now, Ramos is very important in this storyline because he's a dirtbag. He does drugs, he does sex trafficking, prostitution, you name it, he's probably doing it. So Ramos is not happy about this, that anyone even has a clue about what he's doing, even though Bailey really doesn't have a clue. So what happens is Bailey takes off. Ramos sends some men to like beat her up. So she's outside. So what happens is she runs away from the bad guys because people are yelling at him, stop, leave her alone. And she actually literally runs into Axel, who's on his motorcycle, and literally falls over Axel on the motorcycle. So Axel immediately sees this little short woman who's curvy. She's not your stunning beauty, but she's someone who draws his attention, and he kind of immediately is hooked on her. Love him. So Axel is huge. He's tall, he's bald, but he's got these beautiful blue eyes. So, and of course, tats for days. And he really wants to take care of her. He's like, what's going on? She tries to explain the situation. She's like, oh my God, I'm in danger. So he really jumps into protector mode. He's like, let me take care of you. Let me find you a place to live. Now, when I say take care of you, she still wants to work. She's not like taking his money. She's like, no, I'm not doing this for free. Being an accountant, he finds a way to get her jobs. Now, he's the vice president of the Devil's Angels. Now, if you read the book 1, it's about Gunnar, who's the president. He makes Ava. Now, later on, Ava gets adopted by Axel and his father. It's this really sweet story. And that's one thing I want to explain to all of you is that the great thing about Lola Wright, besides dialogue, which is huge for me, because I want to know how the people fall in love and the interactions, there's these relationships between the side characters. Like, for example, Bailey doesn't have a father, but there's this guy named Trigger who owns the garage, and he kind of becomes the father figure for her. And you have Gunnar, who becomes like a brother, and Ava, who becomes like a sister. And it's just this sweetness, Axel's father, Big Pete, becomes like another father, and you have this whole interaction how the Devil's Angels kind of swoop in, and they take in, and they protect their own. Now, this is not, I don't call this dark romance. Some people might consider it because the subject matter, but it's not graphic. So I don't think they're being triggers for anyone. There is some violence, but again, it's not graphic. They don't go into full detail, so you can read this and be okay. Axel's all about Bailey. So as soon as he meets her, he finds her a place. She's working for the club. She becomes their accountant. And then, of course, Ava, who I mentioned, she ends up doing the books for Ava. And so, excuse me. So what happens is Axel starts coming into her apartment at night. He just wants to sleep with her. He just wants to hold her. So it's this beautiful like intimacy that they have. It's not just let's get down and have sex. It's I want to hold you. Let's just talk. And they're big about talking to each other. Now Axel is kind of like a big goof. He's very charming. He's very boyish. The things that come out of his mouth make me laugh for days. He cracks me up so much. I loved him from day one. So, but the thing is, also he's very protective. And when you're family for Axel, he will kill for you. He will do anything to protect you, keep you safe. So Bailey's that person. So he immediately swoops in, like all the other brothers and all the other sisters, and they kind of protect Bailey. And she's never had that family, and now suddenly she has it. Now her mother's out of the picture, mind you. She's still coming in because even though Bailey's an adult, she's still paying her mother's bills. She still has to take care of this woman, and her mother is a horrible human being. You know, she doesn't care about anyone but herself. But don't worry, we take care of mom later on. So we have the Ramos who finds out about Bailey and where she's at and who she's connected to. He has Carter. You have all this danger, all these people after Bailey. But the Devil's Angels aren't going to let anything happen to her, and Axel's all about his woman. It's this beautiful story. I love the humor in it. Again, humor's big for me, dialogue's huge, and romance is big. And if you like all of that, then this is definitely going to be the series that you're going to want to pick up because you will laugh your butt off. Axel is amazing. I love him. He's my favorite. I've read all the books. There's 6 of them out right now. I'm still waiting for book 7, which is Chubbs' book. Yes, I'm waiting. Lola Wright, get on it. So anyways, I give this definitely 10. I love all of her books. I have purchased all of her books. I highly recommend if you like MC Biker series, which is funny, it's got great dialogue, it's got romance and intrigue and adventure and suspense, then you're going to want to pick up The Devil's Angels Book 2, Axel by Lola Wright. That's all for now. Be safe and be positive and read a good book.